So, firstly, welcome to Belagavi Podcasts, and thank you for making time with us, right? And it's really exciting to have you, who is in the space of academics for a very long time, right? And you being in the field of education for nearly 3 decades now. So,
Sort of.
what's your experience being an academician, and how has been the journey so far?
I accidentally got into education. That was
Okay,
not the plan.
right,
So I joined as a teacher so that I get time to prepare for competitive exams. But as destiny had,
right,
somewhere along the way, I started liking what I'm doing.
okay,
And then here I am. And it has been fun. It has been fun. It has been satisfying
right,
to see people grow into being better individuals.
right,
And 3 decades also meant three different kinds of generations of students.
right,
So it has also been fun adapting to each generation.
right.
But the common underlining fact between all the three generations or the last 27, 28 years has been students continue to surprise you.
Hmm. So is it wise to say that instead of saying you chose the profession chose you?
Yes.
Okay. And
Accidentally, I got into something that 27 years down the line, I'm still loving doing.
okay. And what if this was the second option given to you? What would have been your first choice of profession, sir?
See, back in those days, 1997 to be precise, I don't think we were as focused and as planned as
Right.
today's youngsters are expected to.
Right. Right.
My
Right.
father wanted me to do civil services,
Okay.
and that is why I was trying to get into civil services.
Okay.
I did manage to clear prelims twice.
Hmm.
IS prelims twice I've cleared.
Right.
But like I said, by then I had begun to like this particular career,
Right.
and I chose to stay over
Okay.
and not try anything else.
Nice, nice. So from being teacher to managing a reputed institution, right? So how what are the leadership lessons that you have learned transforming from a teacher to a person who is responsible to a management person responsible to run an institution. So how that transformation has been, and how do you think it has helped you build as a leader?
See, at heart, I'm still a teacher,
Okay.
and I think that probably helps.
Right, right,
Even though I've climbed up the organization ladder and
right.
I'm occupying a reasonably responsible position, at heart, I continue to be a teacher.
Hmm. Okay.
And whether it is as a principal or as a management person looking after certain colleges,
Right.
I still think from the teacher's point of view only.
Okay.
And in whatever role that I continue to occupy and perform, my focus still happens to be students.
Okay.
So it's always about them and how do we make, let's say, their knowledge better.
Right.
How do we make their learning better?
Right.
How do you probably make them better professionals?
Right.
That has been the focus all along.
Right.
What has changed probably is you start becoming more and more tolerant
Hmm.
towards deviant behavior.
Right.
As a teacher, you are like, you got to do it my way.
Right.
And we don't, teachers generally don't take kindly to students who don't follow guidelines or rules, regulations.
Right.
I was also, as a teacher, probably less tolerant to people who are not exhibiting standardized behavior.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Probably as I climbed up the ladder, I become more and more tolerant, more and more open,
Right.
and rightly so, towards people who need not do it in a standardized way. They have their own ways and means of doing things.
Right.
They also probably pursue something else than what the majority is.
Right.
So you become, I think, more and more tolerant
Right.
and be open to all kinds of people
Okay.
as you climb up the ladder.
Understood.
At least that has been my experience.
Right. Understood. Sir, I got to know from your profile that you had to skip your class 5th back in school. So what was the story behind that?
See, actually, what happens is for Sainik School Bijapur, if you have to be eligible, you need to complete 10 years
Okay.
and not and be less than 11 years.
Right.
Since I was born in June,
Hmm.
19 June to be precise.
Okay.
So if I had completed my 5th standard,
Right.
I would be 11
Okay.
and therefore be ineligible, let's say, for a Sainik School.
Acha. Okay.
So this was randomly told to me by my headmistress
Okay.
then in Bailongal
Okay.
when I was in 4th standard.
Okay.
I don't know why they were checking, but they were
Okay,
checking.
okay.
And they told me that, look, you will be ineligible next year.
Okay.
So then I came back crying home and I told my father, saying I'm not going to be eligible if I were to now complete 4th standard.
Okay.
So therefore, I had to join immediately and not complete. If I complete my 5th, it would have been 11 years.
Correct.
Therefore, I didn't do 5th. I completed 4th and directly went to 6th standard.
Acha. Okay.
And I went to English medium school, knowing nothing about English because I was a Kannada medium student.
Right.
Except probably say A to Z and a standard question saying what's your name and my name is so and so.
Okay.
I had no knowledge of English.
Right.
And I managed to get into a residential school where medium of instruction was English.
Okay.
And a significant portion of the population was not from Karnataka.
Acha. So now coming back to your profession, sir, and you are known as a strict disciplinarian about, but also someone who connects deeply with students, right? So, how do you balance this out, being a strict principal to someone who connects easily with students? So, how do you balance it out, these two different phases of yours?
See, firstly, the strictness comes with a purpose. Strictness comes with a purpose in the sense I have made a lot of mistakes in my life. And once I decided that, okay, maybe I'll end up being in this profession till the very end. Then the idea was, can I ensure the mistakes that I made, students who at least study in my college,
right,
or our college to be precise, KLE's college,
right,
will not make those same mistakes.
Okay.
And having been in that age, I know that advice generally is not effective.
Right.
So when you force things down, when you pressurize them with rules and regulations,
Right.
even though they may not be happy,
Okay.
reluctantly, they'll end up doing what is good for them.
Right.
And by the time they pass out, they realize, especially when they go to the outer world,
Yes.
they realize that, okay, this has actually helped us.
Right.
That is part of being strict.
Okay.
Now, as I said, I want them to be at their best. So if you want them to be at their best, you need to constantly keep talking to them,
Right.
trying to find out what are their aspirations,
Right.
what do they want.
Right.
So that probably helps me to connect.
Right.
And the balance between strictness and connecting comes from the fact that I realized the hard way
Right.
that in life everybody needs second chances, third chances, fourth chances.
Absolutely.
Probably I didn't get. Idea is what you need to make them better.
Correct.
If giving a second chance, if forgiving and letting them be themselves can help them to get better,
Right.
that also is a part of the game.
Yes.
That you forgive, you give them second chance, third chance. And as I said in the beginning,
Right.
it has been a pleasure. Students actually shock you.
Right.
When you forgive them second time, third time,
Right.
and when they turn around,
Correct.
then there is no looking back for them.
Looking back. Yes.
And as long as our forgiving, our giving them multiple chances
Right.
before they get their act right,
Right.
is serving them in their good.
Nice.
That's why probably I keep oscillating between strictness and
Yes.
a little bit of balancing.
Absolutely.
But I always, if I have to err on some side, I'll err on the stricter side.
Okay.
It's always better.
Right. Sir, as an academician, I've seen you, especially in 𝐒𝐵𝐴LC, you stress upon students to get involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. So please shed us some views about why do you think that is very important in today's era or today's digital era or today's VUCA world, I would say.
See, I am very clear, despite being a teacher, that the best learning happens outside the class.
Absolutely. Right.
I know a lot of teachers might take offense,
Right.
a lot of them misunderstand, but honestly speaking, having seen students for 27 years, the best learning always happens outside the classroom.
Correct.
Students, despite even the teacher being the best,
Right.
will not open up as much as they do outside the class as they're in the class.
Okay.
Maybe because of the way they're brought up,
Correct.
the way the schools are run, the way
Right.
10+2 is run, they probably feel they're never heard, their voice is never given a chance.
Right.
Point number one. Right. Point number two, a significant amount of learning happens among peer group.
Okay.
And we don't even allow them to talk among themselves in the class.
Right.
Because then I see it as disobedience.
Correct.
I see them as making noise. Or any teacher would. Whereas, moment they're outside the class,
Right.
in some activity,
Right.
they are talking among themselves. And a lot of learning happens seamlessly between two young people.
Correct.
Senior, junior, classmates, either which ways.
Right.
So, and another thing what happens is, see, we are a society where we tell our children, and even teachers at times,
Right.
tell students saying, don't talk to him, talk to her, don't do this, don't be in their company. We restrict our children, our students' interactions
Correct.
with people whom we don't like.
Right.
Or we think they are not good for whatever reasons.
Right. Right.
Therefore, children grow up comfortable talking to a certain kind of people only.
Correct.
Whereas in extracurricular, which is why I love it
Yes.
so much,
Yes.
is that you don't generally have a say in picking your partners.
Right.
You end up interacting with people who are not your types.
Correct.
And maybe in the bargain, you discover something about you which you did not know.
Correct.
You also understand saying, Acha, these are not bad people person.
Right.
Maybe they're a little different from me.
Correct.
But they also have a perspective which I would not know if I was only in the class.
Correct. So it's all about coming out of the comfort zone. Absolutely.
That interpersonal skills,
Yes.
probably realizing that there are people with different perspectives.
Correct.
Also, it is my hypothesis, which so far as proven correct, youngsters when given responsibility, create magic.
Right. Right.
We don't give them responsibility.
Yes.
But when given responsibility, they are at their best.
Right.
They are probably far more responsible than
Correct.
you even can imagine. And extracurricular activities gives them that organizing skills.
Correct. A lot of confidence as well.
Because students who would sit in the first bench, teachers' favorites,
Right.
100% attendance, will reproduce whatever we teach.
Right.
I'm not saying they're bad students.
Right.
But there are also others who are sitting in the third, fourth, last bench,
Right.
who probably would not get an opportunity, would not get noticed, would not execute something had it not been for extracurricular.
Okay. So do you also believe that, the best talents are always in the back benches? Have you seen this over the experience so far?
I'm not very sure. I disagree. I think it's also because filmmakers have themselves been backbenchers. So they always glorified backbenchers.
Backbenchers.
Nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
But they have, I think, been extremely unfair to front benchers.
Okay.
They always show them as nerds, one who have glasses and cannot think beyond books.
Right.
Out there in Sibalka, I've seen the brightest lot who are not dumb.
Okay.
They're as good in academics as they're in other things.
Right. Right.
So that's a myth, I think, created over a period of time by politicians because
Right.
they were backbenchers and filmmakers.
Right.
But a lot of them who otherwise would not be heard in the class,
Right. Right.
who otherwise would be scared to open up in the class,
Okay.
open up during extracurricular.
So we're talking about the importance of extracurricular activities in academics, right? So, have you seen that trend where, the corporates or the companies who come for placements, do you think this extracurricular activities help students to stand out?
See, extracurricular activities gives them something that, as I was saying, unfortunately classroom doesn't give.
Right.
Confidence.
Right.
Because in the class, let's face it, teachers focus on what they are teaching and whether the student is understanding it or not.
Right.
Anything apart from that is not something that the teacher is interested in.
Right.
And rightly so.
Right.
So students who are not academically bright
Right.
generally never get the attention all the time, and they also hold back.
Right.
Now, for example, let's say in an extracurricular thing, maybe there's a good singer, somebody who dances well,
Right.
somebody who probably mimics well, somebody who plays the instrument well. All this is not noticed in the class because it is not required in the class.
Right.
But in an extracurricular activity, they come alive.
Right.
When that kid who is not academically bright goes on the stage and sings and entire students are rooting for him or her,
Right.
they start feeling, okay, I too belong here. I'm also good in something that, and I'm also better in a certain way.
Right.
I've seen this happen with students.
Okay.
Because there was a phase in our college where for the longest time I didn't allow anything else.
Okay.
I didn't allow culturals, I didn't allow sports. Wrongly thinking, I'm absolutely nothing wrong in accepting it.
Right.
Wrongly thinking that in a business management college,
Okay.
you should not be having any of these things because these things don't help.
Right.
10, 15 years ago, once I gave in to students' pressure and we allowed a cultural event.
Okay.
And I saw a student who was probably academically very, very weak
Right.
on the stage singing a beautiful song and the entire crowd rooting for him.
Right.
And he was a different student after that in the class.
Okay.
He started getting better, he started involving better.
Right.
That's when I realized that everybody has their own strong points.
Right.
And if we don't create a platform within the institution
Right.
for that talent to be displayed
Yeah.
in front of other students, that particular student will continue always to feel I'm not good.
Right.
So besides interpersonal skills, besides organizing skills, besides leadership skills, what also comes to the fore is that their talent gets displayed.
Correct.
Rather non-academic talent to be precise.
Right.
And then they take that confidence back to academics.
Right. Right.
That is something that always helps.
Yeah.
And another important thing in extracurricular is, whenever we do an event, we always make committees. The fun part of committees is, on paper, students are different.
Right.
Who are responsible. The day the event happens, those who actually do that act are different people.
Different people.
So it also helps you to know who are the ones who probably can be counted upon.
Right.
In the time of crisis.
Right.
Even though they are not necessarily responsible for it on paper, there are students who will come and lend a helping hand and step in every aspect of the event where even they are not required.
Right.
And those whom officially it has been assigned sometimes are found missing.
Right.
So you also get to see people who are genuinely responsible and who don't wait for a tag for them to volunteer.
Right. No, I think no doubt, sir, because I totally agree with this thought. Because especially in Belagavi, I've seen that that's why 𝐒𝐡𝐴 stands out when it comes to for the education that you provide, just not academics, but just not the classroom learning. And I feel that extracurricular are equally important. I've myself heard from students across ki, I'm going to do BCA or BBM or BBA, where 𝐒𝐡𝐴 is I think, thanks to you that you are setting up that kind of benchmark here in Belgaum, right? Now, moving forward, I have some fun side of questions as well. Now, I know that you are known for discipline and strictness. So, have you encountered a situation where you're walking down the classrooms and one of the student is tucking his shirt just by seeing you? And has any funny incidents have occurred in your past experiences?
No, it used to happen, maybe not now. I think students are less afraid as on today.
Okay.
I mean, they will still look into your eye,
right,
having done a mistake. I don't see them being that scared.
Right.
Probably that's the plus side of this generation. Earlier days, maybe 10 years, 15 years before, students used to be scared. And maybe because then I was a little more younger, relatively younger, I think it also made me a little happy inside.
Okay.
That people are scared of me. But I think with as time passes, you realize that you don't need to be strict per se to get a lot of things done. That sometimes, let us say, give them a rationale, logic,
right,
as to why it is happening. People do fall in line voluntarily.
Right.
Maybe you don't need to force it down. Because when I say strict, see, my strictness, I would like to believe, is more in terms of strictly implementing rules related to attendance, classes and other things. It is not so much in terms of the way I deal with students.
Correct.
Even earlier it has been maybe on few occasions here and there, but my strictness is never when I am interacting with the student.
Right.
Unless somebody has done a blunder or something unpardonable.
Right. Right.
When I deal with students on a one-on-one basis, it is, I would like to believe at least, students should tell, I'm reasonably okay to deal with.
Right.
So, and I will listen to logic.
Okay. So have you encountered a student giving a very funny excuse for, let's say breaking a rule?
All the time. All the time they talk. All the time people come out with weird examples and you know that what they are saying is lies.
Right.
But then excuses are when you are willing to condone something because of a reason. When you say whatever the reason is, either you have done it or you have not done it, then there is no point in, there is no benefit also for students to give excuse.
Right.
If you say X percentage is attendance,
right,
you either have X percentage or you don't have. If you don't have, I am not even asking you why.
Right.
I am saying you don't have, thank you.
Right. Sir, and have you ever given a punishment so creative that made you laugh afterward, maybe?
Not really.
Okay.
See, one more thing that we need to understand. I have probably been very, very harsh in my earlier years as a teacher without realizing that sometimes punishments can leave a scar and actually not serve a purpose.
Right. Yep.
Because that is one thing that we need to understand.
Right.
What will happen to the person who is receiving the punishment after the punishment is given.
Right.
So I make sure now that the punishment doesn't leave a scar, especially in terms of the self-confidence or the self-image of the student per se.
Right.
And you also should not give punishment, say, which is irrelevant.
Correct.
No, I sometimes see somebody saying, write something 10 times.
Right.
It happens in school also.
Yeah.
It's a punishment which is not relevant.
Right.
If somebody writes something 10, okay, good old days used to say reading something 10 times is better than is same as writing once.
Right.
But I don't think in today's time that works.
Okay.
So I always try and ensure when punishment is being given, you ensure it doesn't leave a scar. Because then your purpose of wanting the student to be at their best
Right.
doesn't happen.
Right.
And in some extreme cases, which happens 1 or 2 every year,
Right.
when we have to part ways,
Yes.
it's not very pleasant
Right.
for us as well as for the student in question.
Correct.
But then I feel that's the best way.
Right.
When our paths are not at all converging anywhere,
Yes.
and what he or she wants from the course and what we want the student to get from the college are two different things.
Correct.
I think sometimes it makes sense to let them go.
Correct. It's important to maintain the decorum.
While people might think it is rustigation, while people may think we are being harsh, actually I believe we are setting them free
Correct.
to pursue something that they are comfortable pursuing.
Right.
And we will continue to do what has worked for us for these many years.
Right. Right.
Because sometimes students may not understand,
Correct.
or maybe the way we give punishment
Right.
becomes too personal.
Correct. Right.
And then the student holds a grudge.
Right. Okay. Sir, and let's say if you have to create a new rule in college, let's say, which every student or even faculty should adhere to, what would be one, I would say, a funny rule you would want to create?
If I had a campus of my own, if our college had an independent campus, I don't think I would. I know if anybody were to see this, anybody who worked with me, anybody who has studied in our college will not believe what I'm going to say. But the truth is, if we were to have an independent campus of our own, we would not have any dress code.
Nice. Okay.
I think it is not necessary, but because we live in a combined campus, 13, 14 different colleges, schools, etc.,
Right.
we tend to stick to certain things.
Right.
But given a choice, I don't think dress code is that important.
Right.
People, maybe what we should encourage is people come in whatever dresses that they find convenient and comfortable,
Okay.
and probably spend more time on the learning than on other things.
Right.
So I would probably put that. I would also, not possible given the circumstances, but have a compulsory break for all the teachers.
Correct.
Currently we have say 6 working days after each semester.
Right.
But if I had my way, when I say if I had my way, it's difficult to get quality staff.
Correct.
High quality, good communication,
Right.
committed staff.
Right.
If they were in enough number,
Right.
that we can do away with 1 or 2 not being there for a semester, I think that would be nice.
Correct.
Ideally, should be letting the teacher free for a semester
Right.
to go and pursue something, roam
Correct.
around, and find something new happening
Right.
in their field.
Correct.
So that they come back with a different perspective
Correct.
and teach.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we don't get those many knowledgeable, good communication, committed staff.
Right.
Hence, we are not able to give them the break that
Correct.
they actually
Yes.
need.
Yes. Understand.
So probably I would do that.
Okay.
And I don't know about rule, but if it was possible, I would have no theory paper.
Okay. Nice.
Even now we try and make it practical.
Nice.
Ideally, there should be no theory paper.
Correct.
It should be only practical examination.
Practical exams. Right.
Because I keep telling my students, unfortunately, we believe, at least the way education system is structured in India,
Right.
From LKG onwards till doctorate, it is as if learning is remembering things.
Right.
If you remember things and reproduce exactly the way teacher has told,
Correct.
you are rewarded with highest marks.
Right.
Whereas learning ideally should be understanding.
Yes.
Even higher form of learning is applying what you understood.
Correct.
But all our examination system is centered around testing whether you
Theoretical.
remember what you have
Yeah.
learned.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know about rules, but I would probably, if I have that freedom, we would not have
Theory
classes.
exams. Okay.
Have everything which is practical.
Practical. Nice. Okay. I hope that transformation do come in our Indian education system soon, sir.
I
Because
think NEP was a step in that direction.
Okay.
Especially in Karnataka, I think implemented very
Yes,
hastily.
yes.
And it created more chaos.
Right.
But I think if you were to originally read the original NEP document,
Okay.
I think they had their heart in the right place.
Nice.
But probably execution has been a
Correct.
issue.
Right. Right. So now, do you think in the modern, modern technology like AI and ChatGPT is more or of a blessing or a curse to the current academics?
See, like any new invention in new technology, it has plus and minus.
Correct.
But my only concern is to the majority it is being a curse. And I'll tell you how. We have studied when calculator was not as much prevalent as it is, as it was sometime in between. It is not even now.
Right.
And we have seen when a student has a calculator.
Right.
Earlier I studied some math subjects in my initial stages. When somebody is used to a calculator, even if you tell him what is 7 plus 3, he will say 7 plus 3 and then he says 10.
Okay.
Whereas earlier people used to have mind maths.
Correct.
7 plus 3 is 10.
Right.
Or that Vedic maths wala thing.
Right.
So gradually, I think calculator made us handicapped in a certain sense.
Correct. Yeah.
Computer, when not used properly, made us handicapped.
Right.
I think AI is actually making us handicapped in the sense, see, any assignment you give,
Right.
nobody wants to find out what it is.
Yes.
They will probably put a prompt, type, whatever is there, they'll copy, paste and submit.
Yes.
So my worry is majority of the students might stop to think.
Okay. And
unless the teacher is creative in the assignment,
right,
students will stop to think.
Right.
If used well, it can actually be a blessing.
Correct.
It will probably reduce a lot of man hours.
Correct.
In achieving something that if something took us say 3 to 5 hours, it might take us 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But provided we know how to use it.
Correct.
But the reason why it is being used is nobody wants to think, nobody wants to write, nobody wants to. Because I see, for example, I wouldn't want to name, but I have a principal in a certain institution who reports to me. I have seen his earlier leave applications and now.
Okay.
Now leave applications are all perfect grammar.
Okay.
So I know it is from AI.
Okay.
So for him it's okay because he's already in a career.
Right.
But for youngsters, I think initially it will be a curse.
Right.
Probably once people realize the side effects of it,
correct,
then maybe yes.
So I think that is where the practical exams will come into place and will have more importance is what I look forward. Right?
Because even when I asked somebody who was in the industry, somebody who was in PR firm, he said using AI tool will only give you basic designs.
Correct.
He said the best designs will still come from somebody who's creating it.
Creative.
And not necessarily from the created team.
Right. Absolutely.
So this is, I think AI will help you to be mediocre.
Right.
Or be average.
Correct.
If you want to be good, you still need to slog.
Yeah.
I don't think there is alternative to slogging.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right.
And I hope it stays that way.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So what's one thing you have learned from today's generation that surprised or impressed you?
I think they are emotionally solid people.
Okay.
I mean, I know there are reports which say this is a lonely generation and the Gen Z people.
Right.
And they say depression and all that. Whatever I have seen of this generation, they are emotionally rock solid people.
Nice.
I think they move on much more easily than the earlier generations. Also, I think partly also because I don't think they are emotionally invested in people too much.
Right.
We were invested in, we invested probably our emotions in people way too much.
Right.
Whether it is friends, whether it is other people.
Yes.
Here, I don't think it is like that.
Right.
They don't invest in anyone deeply in emotion-wise.
Correct.
Maybe that's why it's that much more easier for them to move on.
Yeah. Correct.
So maybe that is one nice aspect.
Right.
About them, which probably we found it very difficult.
Correct.
That they move on a little more easily. They don't invest themselves too much into one person or few people.
Right.
They also are, I think, more comfortable with strangers than we are.
Right.
I'm still uncomfortable with strangers. But I think they mingle with strangers far more easily than the earlier generations were.
Right. Right. Sir, I think that's why, students say that you are more open-minded and relatable, right? So what's the secret behind, you staying so relevant across generations?
See, partly because I didn't have a good experience as a student.
Okay.
Not to say that the entire responsibility was the teachers.
Right.
I probably also was a bad student.
Right.
But so is every youngster at some stage.
Right. Okay.
What is required is a hand on your shoulder saying, look, you're going wrong here.
Right.
And maybe it makes sense.
Right.
I didn't get that. And like I said before also, when I realized I'm going to continue here in this profession for long, I said, can I ensure the mistakes that I did,
right,
I will not let my students do it.
Correct. That's nice.
So probably that concern of not wanting them to go through the same route,
Right.
making mistakes and learning the hard way,
Right.
I think probably keeps me a little more open.
Right.
I also credit it to my students. Whatever, as I keep telling it to my students,
Right.
if today both my daughters find their father, a little more calmer to handle, I think the credit entirely goes to my students.
Okay.
So had I not been a teacher,
Right.
I also would have been a typical, stereotypical, father.
Right.
Strict, have a lot of don'ts,
Right.
a few do's. Because as being a teacher allows you to observe youngsters from
Yes.
close quarters.
Yes, absolutely.
And children generally don't open up at home.
Correct.
Especially during their lows.
Right. Right.
Sometimes during their lows, they open up to friends or teachers if you have that comfort with them.
Right.
So in my earlier phase when I was just a teacher, and I joined as a teacher at 22
Right.
and became principal at 28.
Right.
So those 6 years from 22 to 28,
Right.
I was younger. Students were 18, 19, 20.
Okay.
So because the age gap between me and my students was less,
Right.
a lot of students used to open up in my earlier formative years. And then I, while talking to them, realized what are their aspirations, how they wish.
They expect parents to be more
They're like, how I
understanding.
wish my parents were like this.
Yes. Yes.
And I also saw along the way, youngsters will do what they want, irrespective of how strict the parent is.
Correct.
In fact, more the stricter the parent is, more naughtier is the child.
True.
Because they realize very early
Right.
that my mother and father are very strict.
Right.
They are not going to let me do things that I want to do.
Right.
So they will start finding ways and means
Correct.
to escape and do that.
Right.
So in fact, being strict is counterproductive.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I realized that maybe it makes much more sense
Yeah.
if you are a little more open and they will share it in front of you.
Right. Absolutely.
And maybe once they share, once they are vulnerable in front of you,
Right.
they are also open to listening to what you have to say
Correct.
in terms of what to do, what not to do.
Right.
But if you don't listen to them and only impose,
Right.
then they'll naturally rebel.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
And along the way, my daughters also are growing up. So you also see
Right.
their anxieties, their aspirations, their insecurities.
Right.
And then you start realizing that, okay, every student also is like my daughters at home.
Correct.
Either a boy or a girl, whosoever it is.
Right.
So once you have that concern, I always feel for a teacher, the concern is important.
Correct.
Rest all is okay.
Right.
It's a profession, we need to make money, we need to take care of our house.
Right.
That's all okay.
Right.
Ultimately, first thing that teacher should have is concern.
Okay.
Whether it is in the class,
Yeah.
wondering if what I'm teaching they're understanding or no.
Yeah.
Or if you see somebody is moving out of the track, are you actually concerned and therefore trying to get them on the track? Or you are using it as an opportunity to use your authority
Right.
and get them on track.
Understood.
If it is the latter, you will not succeed.
Right. Right. Sir, what's the funny moment that you have experienced so far as an teacher or a principal? I mean, in your day-to-day activities, is there any the funniest instance that you remember over the last 3 decades?
Funny, I'm not very sure because it's only recently in the last 4-5 years that students are comfortable, probably being a little lighthearted in my presence.
Okay.
Probably earlier I was a little more intimidating
Right.
for anybody to probably do funny things in my presence.
Okay.
It's only off late that happens. I wouldn't call it funny, but challenging for me is every time you have a cultural event, etc., people come to you and say dance.
Okay.
And it's because I cannot dance to save my life.
Right.
So that's the only time when they are more vocal. They come to you and say, "Sir, one step," and you are telling, "Listen, not my cup of tea."
Right.
Till such time that their request continues, it's a little odd moment.
Right.
Where you're like, when will this end?
Right.
Barring that, not exactly.
Okay. Sir, if your students had to describe you in one word or few words, how do you think they would describe you?
I have no idea. I think when they're in the college, strict.
Okay.
I think they will say probably strict.
Right.
I really have no clue. I mean, you've got to ask them.
Okay. I'm sure, your students watching this podcast will drop in, few comments or, visit you and tell you their experiences after watching their this podcast show.
I hope so.
Right. Sir, and, if you had to give up one, discipline or teaching, right, what would you choose?
No, see, I think both complement each other.
Okay. That's what I was looking at.
Both complement each other.
Right.
Because, see, we are dealing with undergraduate students. And also at a time when the distractions are at their highest.
Right.
So unless you put in a certain structure, a certain order,
Right.
people tend to move away easily. But having said that, inside the classroom, I have always let teaching take over discipline.
Okay.
Which means, there is this running joke in my class. Every time I see somebody yawning or somebody, probably suppress an yawn inside, and, I just say good morning.
Okay.
And if the yawn is big or small, I say Singham part 1, Singham part 2. If they're talking amongst themselves, I crack a joke.
Okay.
Earlier I would say, what kind of a student you are? You're yawning, get lost, go wash your face. So maybe it was more of disciplining thing. Now I feel it is human.
Okay.
Maybe they had a bad day.
Right.
Maybe they slept a little late. Maybe they're too tired.
Right.
Maybe I am boring. Maybe the weather is like
Right,
that.
right.
That people tend to yawn.
Right.
So you take it in your stride, keeping the focus still on teaching only.
Right.
Also because, I realized during COVID especially, I don't know if the teachers at large have realized this, that, a lot of influencers are people whom the students look up to.
Correct.
Whether it's an 𝐒𝐢𝐬𝐲𝐿, whether it's a bare biceps, whether it's Bhuvan Bam, even, somebody like Nikhil Mumbaikar, Flying
Right.
Beast.
Right.
Now they are listening to those people.
Correct.
They were forced to watch them in the confines of their home,
Right.
on their cell phone during COVID.
Right.
Now they are experts in their field.
Right.
Pranjal Kamra is a master at finance.
Right.
Rachana
Yes.
Rande is a master at finance.
Finance.
Ankur Warikoo has his entire life to share experience of.
Right.
Now they are operating at a different level of articulation.
Right.
They have graphics.
Right.
They have a lot of things.
Right.
Unfortunately for teaching community, when the student came back to classes after COVID, whether you like it or not like it, they are comparing the teachers with these people.
Right.
And then they are saying whether my teacher can do this or not.
Correct. Right.
Right? And we have never gone through that life.
Correct.
We have done our UG, then PG.
Right.
For different reasons, people have come to teaching profession.
Right.
Some make PPT, some don't make PPT.
Right.
You come, you teach and go.
Right.
We never understood this phenomenon.
Correct. So I feel, after COVID, it has been challenging for the academicians as well to, get through with the new ways of learning.
Because see, children now have various sources of learning.
Right. Right.
See, anything that I teach,
Correct.
if they Google or if they put it in YouTube,
Right.
they'll get 10 different videos.
Right.
So teaching is not about giving information.
Right.
Google anyhow
Right.
gives you.
Right.
AI makes it even more easier.
Right.
Then there are
Right.
some AI tools where it will give an answer itself.
Right.
So information is not what a teacher is supposed to give.
Right.
Second, as it was before, people picked material from some source and reproduced.
Correct.
Which means example also came from a book, example also came from a site. Now students today know all those sites.
Correct.
So you can't give an example.
Right.
Because sometimes we see in feedback, they say teacher or madam uses only these 3 companies examples.
Right.
So now the challenge for a teacher is, and for them to understand, at least that's what I think,
Right.
is they will listen to you if you can simplify.
Okay.
Simplify it and take it down to their level, in their language, in their
Right.
lingo.
Right.
That's your job. Can you give examples that are not in Google,
Right.
that are not in books? These are your examples. Otherwise, they'll say, why should I sit for your class?
Right.
Teachers, I think, are wrongly taking it as disinterest or students are not serious. They are not serious because they are not finding value in the class.
Right. Right.
Harsh reality.
Right.
If they don't find value in your class, they would not want to sit in
Right.
your class.
Right. Right. Yeah. So as a teacher and as a principal, so what do you find more tougher? Is it handling the rebellious students or the your egos between the faculties?
See, I consider myself blessed,
Okay.
and no 2 words about it, because I have had the best faculty.
Okay. Nice.
I mean, I don't think in these 20s or 2003 was when I became principal, so it's now 21 years.
Right.
I don't think in 21 years I have had an occasion to address conflict between two or more staff more than twice.
Nice.
Never.
Okay. Nice.
I mean, they are all people from industry background.
Okay.
Majority is female,
Right.
as is the case everywhere in the world and in India.
Right.
It is female dominated. And generally, I believe they sort out conflicts in a much more matured way,
Nice.
and they don't drag.
Nice.
So I have not had any egos to manage, honestly.
Okay.
I've been blessed with staff who are
Good to
extremely understanding,
Right.
people who more often than not go beyond their line of duty
Right.
and do what is asked of them.
Nice.
So that has never been a problem.
Right.
Even rebellious students, I still feel it was tougher initially. my earlier first 4-5 years were tougher, probably because I was younger.
Okay.
I still don't think it is students who are tough.
Right.
Probably because I was young.
Right.
And they probably felt this guy is almost like us, and why should you listen to him?
Correct.
Because in India, people respect by age more easily.
Yes.
We have grown up in that culture. Anybody with grey hair, less hair, and little older people tend to listen.
Right.
At least during our times.
Right.
They found it tough to listen to younger people.
Right.
Today, when you have a Ritesh Agarwal or somebody, 27, 28-year-old person being CEO, maybe that means it's getting easier.
Yeah.
And the best part about rebellious students is, the day they come around, they are the best students of the college.
Right. Right.
Those whom you actually initially find it very difficult to handle, who are probably not adhering to rules and regulations.
Right.
The day you tap into the other side of them and they turn around the page, they are probably the best students of the college by a large distance.
Right. Nice.
Because they have a lot of energy, they have a lot of things, they're just distracted. Rebellious students are those who have made a lot of mistakes in life.
Right.
And once they realize that, and they know time is less,
Right.
they are far more driven than those who have never made a mistake.
Okay. Right.
Because those who have never done a mistake, now is the time to make mistakes.
Correct.
They get distracted, they bunk classes, they don't concentrate, etc.
Right.
Somebody who has made mistakes, had a lot of setbacks in life, has only seen people dealing with them badly,
Okay.
people not being nice to them.
Right.
When they turn around,
Right.
they are a dream to have. And I've had quite a lot of them along the way.
Right.
Because then, for them, nothing else matters
Correct.
than them putting their best foot forward.
Right. Right. So coming on to the closure of our podcast, right? So what's one piece of advice you would want to give it to your students?
I always say make mistakes,
Okay.
but don't make the same mistake again.
Nice. Okay.
Make mistakes. Don't repeat mistakes.
Right.
When I say mistakes, my idea of mistakes is, trying out something that you have never tried before. And if it goes wrong, we say it's a mistake.
Right.
I'm not talking about intentional mistakes.
Okay.
I'm not talking about mistakes like mentioned once in our moral science or thing.
Right.
Smoking, drinking. I'm not talking those mistakes.
Right.
I'm saying try everything you can.
Correct.
It's okay if you fall down.
Correct.
Problem is maybe the ecosystem does not encourage mistakes.
Right.
Because we are living in an age where everything has to be perfect.
Correct.
People are forced to be perfect.
Correct.
Which is what I keep saying in the class.
Right.
Instagram filters is a classic case of you
Right.
not wanting to be yourself.
Correct.
And you want to look somebody better.
Right.
And therefore using filters, this, that,
Filters.
etc. Right. Social media also doesn't want you to be yourself.
Right. Right.
So in an era where everybody is forcing you to be somebody else,
Right.
everybody is probably making you companies, social media, everybody is making false promises to you,
Right.
saying if you do this, you will be cool, if you do this, you will be successful.
Right.
I think it is important to find yourself.
Nice.
And how do we find ourselves? By only doing things that we haven't done before.
Yes. Yes.
Fall down, make mistakes, discover what I'm good at, what I'm not good at,
Right.
and probably learn along the way.
Right.
Because that body of knowledge that comes from our own actions,
Right.
our own experience, is not found on Google
Correct.
or found anywhere else.
Absolutely.
And that's what probably will differentiate you from the rest.
Right. Absolutely. Right. Thank you so much, sir, for being part of this podcast.
Thank you for having me.